Yeah, yeah, it's got to break soon. But the thing about it is, you're talking about 4 or 5. By the time, um, that's the thing when you play with the whole family, like a bunch of Appalachian or Appalachian or High Mountain people or Catskill motherfuckers. Alex is the worst. He's a fucking Romeo. He knows. He feels the desperation like I do. He feels that Falco, Rock Me Amadeus vibe that forces you to scour for pussy. Like Nick used to do. We all do it our different ways, and you can't blame him. He's a rascal. Rasputin. Davy Crockett. You know? If you snooze, you lose with Alex. You know, you wake up, Alex is making footies with your big titty double D. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Aaron, I, and you're like, don't do that. But you look at him and you grew up with him, and his role models are what? Me, his brother. That's it. His role models are fucked. So you can't blame Alex or little George Harrison for being the way he is. You can't. You just can't. When you wake up and you tell him, and Alex wanted to stay over, you didn't want him to stay over because he's flirting with your girl all night and you want him out. He's respectful. He's a good boy. But Ted is a different animal. Ted is not like Alex. They are sort of alike. That's like a little bit of Judy, a little bit of Nick in Alex, and a little bit of Tim, and you twist it up with Alex. Alex is maneuvering. He will snake your shit. He is a hot guitar player, and you know, not that I ever. I'm always when, but you talking about when Alex was a little kid, 9 years old. That's when I was coming around, writing my shit. Alex grew up with his brothers. Little George Harrison, same fucking thing. They crucified Harrison. They'll crucify Alex too, probably. Harrison was an anomaly. The real George Harrison, he was a fucking anomaly out of nowhere. Nobody, and it's still unexplained. Robert Stack fucking mystery. Why did George Harrison play like that? Okay, he knew his sister lived in America and he had access to guitars and access to rock and roll singles. Why the fuck did he play like that? It's not normal for a 17-year-old kid to play like that in 1962. It's not fucking normal. It's off the. It's like if Megadeth was in a boy band, if Megadeth was in Green Day, that's what the Beatles were. You're like, what the fuck is this? Astronomical. But no, George Harrison is to me like same difference. But they crucified him. He had to come up in different generations, and nobody wanted to hear that by that point. It was a threat to the already financially secure Beatles imperialistic monarch. No need to deviate from that. This is the rule. This is the order of the day. George has a song. It's no matter. It doesn't stand a lick with the monarch. It's strictly me and this. You gotta be a dazzling motherfucker to break through this tax wall, this Beatles tax wall. You're not gonna do it, you know. And it makes you wonder. It's creepy. What's to say that McCartney wasn't at his home playing his bassman amp in his living room, watching TV with the volume off, talking to one of his guys, being like, "I don't like what George is doing. He's exerting all these Beatlesque, uh, these Beatley um, rights. He's going off. He's trying to make songs. Isn't there somebody that we know that could sue him surreptitiously without fucking with the label, just to take him down a notch and let him know, do not try to rival Lennon and Maka. Don't do it. It's not going to happen. But just don't even try. The mere thought of there are interband politics like that. And then George was kind of sensing it. You see McCartney stripping him of his rights and let it be. I mean, I love fucking Harrison, but McCartney, without any words, Harrison loses it, goes to shambles. I'll play what you want me to play, or I won't play at all. Mock is just sitting there whistling Dixie with his bass, just plucking. Like, yeah, you can do what you like. I'm fucking Maka. And George, it's strange. It's a strange insight into what goes on in Beatlandia. I got a brand new swimming pool, you know. The thing I think about it is McCartney and his people were just they were just cutting corners. They're like, since we're not on tour anymore, I guess. I mean, how logical and money minded is that? We don't really need Harrison anymore. I mean, we're not playing live. Can we use your likeness? Yeah, you already signed that contract. Okay, well then you don't need to play at all. I'm gonna play it. You know? Hell yeah. It's just filler in your head. You know? That's what Beatles was. It was great. It was like Bible. It was just filler. Filler in your fucking head. Minor threat. Fucking filler. That's why it's a religion. But Harrison was so fucking good. He was spaceman good. And his songs were good. And his brand of junk rock was so good. And his haircut was so good. And his mustache was so good. And his dark horse was so good. And that slide guitar was so fucking good. Slide up into pussy. Harrison could shimmy into pussy, slide into it, bend up into it, reverse bend out of it. That Harrison flavor and swagger. I mean, and then think about Jimi Hendrix. Think about George Harrison and Jimi Hendrix. Spacemen. Fucking space guitar spacemen. That's like going to the gay bar Shamrock after hours or whatever, the place next to the Shamrock. And then I'd meet up everybody would meet up there because all the bars were closed after practice. We'd go there, it was the gay bar, and you'd even see Floyd there from Brooklyn Looks, and Floyd would have his looking like George Harrison would have a stupid knot on with his shirt buttoned all the way down, gold chain flapping, and singing Unchained by Van Halen, getting off of work at my sister's place. Like, here's to your thin red line. I'm stepping over. And, you know what I mean? Just like Neilabot knows. Like happy hour on a Friday. Free spring rolls and egg rolls. Unchained. Nothing stayed the same. Unchained. And you hit the ground running chain. You know what I'm saying? You know to stay the same. Unchained. You know? Whoo!